Okay, see what this one can be made really nice. This one's a really colourful one. So let's see what we can do to it. Okay, I think we're leaving it at 100. It should fit nicely on the glass. Not all of it, but some of it. So I'm wondering if we're going to reverse the colours. Looks like we are. We're going to reverse these. And I'm wondering if we're going to darken it. Well, darkening's good when you're using negative positive, usually. I don't think we're going to have a background colour. See how it goes. Normally we use brightness, but I think we're going to leave. I don't know if we're going to leave that out or we're going to do it copy density method. So it's all so complicated, these damn photocopiers. Most people don't get hardly any of this shit, let alone, well, what I do with them is totally different to what normal people do. And even toner heads don't get into this feature shit as much as I do. But they make very good technicians, and hats off to those little toner heads who you could say are just average toner heads who do technical stuff, who repair photocopiers, and even the ones that run print shops. They're hats off to them. Congratulations to them that they can do it. I can't be a technician. I can't work in a print shop. I've tried both. I just can't. I've got disabilities. But the disabilities don't seem to have too much of an effect on what I can do here. And this is what we're photocopying, a Coles bag. Interesting. So let's see if I can just put that on the glass, nice and neat. So we just keep it nice and straight. It's not easy getting things to go straight. Well, I think that should be good enough. So that's our Coles. We're doing the fish. I'm going to see how this comes out in negative mode. Oh, that terrible squeak. It sounds dreadful. Sounds like the scanner's going to fail any time. That's how bad it is at the moment. Let's see how it looks as a negative. It'll be interesting. So there's our fish. I don't know if I like it. And unfortunately, I've got some of the stitching. I didn't want to show the stitching. But maybe that's as good as it gets. I'm just thinking it doesn't look terribly good as a negative, or maybe we just need to do some more work on the settings to tweak it better. So I'm wondering if we're just going to play with that while we're rearranging it. But yeah, we put the stitches on the glass when I didn't want the stitches. I didn't notice. So we're now just putting it up a fair bit, like so. And I'm wondering what else we can do. If we can add maybe a background colour, or maybe we can, I was thinking enlarging it, because we're going to make it into a mirror image, and mirror images often look good if you just use some of the image rather than all of it. So I'm wondering what background colour we want to give to this piece of work. I think magenta, but we still have to adjust some of the other things. I think the hue needs an improvement, so we're just going to warm up the hue. I'm wondering, we're just going to stick it like that and see what happens. Let's see how we make this. Let's see. Okay, it's taken the background colour, it's kind of wishy-washy, but it looks quite a nice looking thing. It could be better, a bit more colourful. It looks more colourful on the original colour scheme. So I'm wondering if we're going to use that as a master copy, or if we're going to try another. So I'm wondering if we're just going to remove this and just go and make reference to our master copy. So we're just going to put this aside. We're going to use that when we go shopping at some stage. So now we'll make this into a nice little mirror image. I don't know, I don't really like this colour scheme that much. I still think it could improve. So hopefully I can improve on it. I can do some more work. I'm not terribly happy with the result, but the colour, the magenta, can be made a lot stronger in the next take. Normally when we do our master copies, they do come out looking a little bit wishy-washy, or at least the background colour does. So now we're just going to switch that to standard. We're just going to go to positive mode. We're going to leave it on text. This has got to go. We're going to get rid of magenta. We'll get rid of it altogether. And the technique here is we're going to have to put it in the middle, otherwise it'll be too dark on positive mode. And the hue, yeah, we're going to warm it up. I've got a feeling the hue needed to be a little bit hotter. So let's see how we go. See how this comes out. This is part of our. Let's hope the master copy is good enough. I do think I could have done more, but maybe not. So this is our first. Let's see how this comes out. Okay, well, that's interesting. The magenta's come out better, but I think it looks too much green, and there's not enough yellow. So I'm wondering if, this is a good question. There's a little bit of yellow there, little bits of yellow. Don't really like this current result. I had a gut feeling I should have stuck with the original and maybe done some work on that. So I'm wondering if maybe hue. What are we going to do with the hue? We're going to leave it, and here we're going to see if we can drop some of the colours. Maybe the magenta can go down a little bit. Yellow can stay full. Some of the cyan can go, and the black can stay, but the yellow, maybe we can just drop it down a little bit, and the magenta we're just going to leave there. So we're doing a little bit of a colour balance kind of tweak, but now we're going here. We're going to do something quite different. We're going to add some red. This is what we normally do in negative mode, but now we're doing it in positive for a change. So copy density is not able to be used because of that. So let's see how this looks with the new settings. So this should hopefully make my demo a little bit more interesting. That squeak is terrible. Honestly, it's really that bad. So let's see how this looks. That looks interesting. It looks a bit more yellow. The green is more a yellow green rather than a heavy blended green. So I'm still not totally happy with it. I'm not happy. There's still not enough yellow. So I'm wondering if, what can I do to increase the yellow, to make the yellow more visible? This is really difficult. I think I should have done it first in the actual mastering process. I wish I did. So we're going to drop some more of the colours down. Some of them, like cyan, I think can go further down. We drop him down. Magenta can stay the same. Yellow's up full blast and black's up full blast. And I wonder if adding red will help, and maybe what are we going to do with the hue? We're going almost to the hot. We're going to the extreme hot of the hue. Let's see how this goes. I think I fucked up with the mastering. I had a gut feeling I should have made more adjustments there instead of after. I hate it when that happens. I hate it when I fuck up. I like my demos to look good. At least to me, I like to see them look good. But yeah, now that's got yellow in it. We've blown out the cyan. It still looks, there's a bit of cyan there. I'm still not really happy with it, but I'm wondering if we're gonna maybe we can run with it. I'm just wondering which one looks better, that or that. So we're just gonna, this is a tough one. I'm wondering if we're going to reverse it back to positive with these settings. I'm going to see if I can do that. With these settings, we're going to reverse it back to positive. So we're just going to hit this and we're just going to do some more tweak ups. So I'm wondering how it's going to actually look. We're just going to go. I'm going to just put the colours back. So I'm just going for a totally different, slightly controversial, maybe, gear change. We're going to leave it on red. And I'm just wondering what we're going to do here. Going to leave it at that. I'm just thinking, let's see how it goes. Let's see if maybe this is something negative that's into a positive in a different sense, of course. But maybe this is not so bad after all, because it looks better as a positive than a negative. I've come to the conclusion, and I'm thinking it's going to look, whoa, well, it's not exactly totally mine, but I think that looks a lot better than this. It looks more exotic. I think we can run this as a mirror image. I think we're finally happy with the outcome, however strange it looks. So maybe, yeah, we've just created something good out of something shit. Sometimes it's like in life, you know, when you do things wrong when you're young, you totally fuck it up, and then you have to, but then maybe these fuck-ups have a purpose. I'm still struggling with that concept today. I've done so many shitty things in my youth, things that would make your hair curl, things that I totally did wrong, that were obviously wrong, and I couldn't see it. Sometimes I couldn't even see the woods, the old phrase, I couldn't see the woods for the trees. It's only until you look back, the 2020 vision of hindsight, and then you got to correct these problems and basically maybe what's happening in my life, even though I got upset about it yesterday. I got upset about how I fucked things up, and basically I still struggle almost every day with the past, but I'm hoping that maybe the past will make a better future, like this artwork here. This is not the greatest, but it looks interesting. So it looks like, yeah, we just turned proverbial negative into a positive. So this does look quite interesting, and it's got more colour. It's got yellow, it's got red, it's got magenta and blue, yellow, which is almost orange in this picture. It looks really good. So now we're just going to line these up. We're just going to, oops, we're getting a bit rough here, sorry folks. I've got to try and be gentle with lining up my work because it's not that easy to do. But anyway, now we've got something that looks, well, maybe we could call it exotic, but I like the diamond in the middle. That looks really good. I think now we can call it quits.